In this wild ride, we're here to say we're living the imperfect
So this girl
way.
posted on TikTok and she's like, what show should I watch? I've watched all these cop shows. And like I feel like I've been pretty good about trying new TV shows.
Yeah.
Actually, before I get into this, what is freaking out? My name's Eve.
My name is Sarah, and we are Burnt Out Perfectionist.
Happy Monday, happy Monday. And she was like, oh, I've watched all of these cop shows. Like, which one should I watch? So recently, I was like, I'm gonna try to watch a bunch of different shows. Why during the Olympics is it like every single show's like, we're taking 3 weeks off? I just got you back for 1 week after Christmas.
Oh, yeah. I've been really bad about watching shows. I started watching High Potential. I binged The Rookie. Totally worth it. And now I'm up to date, and there's nothing worse than being like, I almost wish I didn't watch all of it because I really enjoyed the show.
Same. That's what Ted Lasso. That's how Mom and I felt about Ted Lasso.
That show's so good. And the worst part is like, I just like forget it's there sometimes. And I love Jason Sudeikis. He was literally, I had the fattest crush on him when he was on Saturday Night Live.
It's just like I feel like it's a good combo show, like American and British.
Yeah.
But I tried Stumble, which like I will say is not, it has Kristen Chenoweth in it.
Oh, I watched it. So I didn't see up to when Kristen Chenoweth came in. I'm pretty sure. I've only seen like 1 or 2 episodes. It has Colby Smolder's husband in it, right?
She's in the first episode.
Oh, well, clearly was not paying attention on that.
It does have Colby Smolder's husband.
It's like one of those like quirky, done like The Office type shows, like Abbott Elementary. Is it done by the same guy?
Well, Abbott's done by Quentin.
Oh, okay. I love Abbott Elementary.
It's kind of like that like reality sitcom.
Yeah.
But like
Faux.
yeah.
Oh, it's like a mockumentary type style.
Yeah, and it's about a college cheerleading coach who's won 14 years in a row, and then something occurs, she gets fired, she goes to this place called like Buttonville or something like that.
Oh my god.
There's a button factory.
It's the Candy Button Factory.
The Candy Button Factory. And then she has to build a new team and to go to Daytona. It's like a very cheesy version of like Bring It On.
I was about to say, when I was watching it, I was like, this is like, well, it's not as like deep as like Glee, but it was almost like if Glee and Bring It On had a baby, but there's no singing in it. It's just like the style of the way that it was done.
Yeah, like the background of like, dun dun, how dare you ever try to do that to me?
Yeah, that type of thing. That show was interesting. I tried watching DMV with you.
It's bad.
I tried watching it and it was kind of like funny and I was like, oh great, another like sitcom-y type show I can have on, you don't have to think.
Mm-hmm.
And I can watch it around our brother. Lo and behold, Lost and Found episode, somebody whips out a vibrator. And I was like,
literally the only episode that anything like that has happened.
I know, I was just like, okay, well, I just want to be like aware.
No, it was, I remember you texted me and you were like, just a heads up, and I was like, literally haven't watched that episode yet. It's like, it has the principal from the Goldbergs in it.
Oh, yeah.
Which I was really hyped about. And
He's
then
also from Saturday Night Live.
Oh. And then I just go, the principal. And it also has the guy who played the Jack Black character in School of Rock in the TV show. Except he's like ridiculously ripped now. Yeah.
So I never watched that. I just watched School of Rock last week or the week before.
It had that little girl in it that, well, she's not little anymore. That looked like everybody thought was Olivia Rodrigo, but it's not.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
Oh, she's in like a bunch of shows.
Oh.
And has him in it. And like you think, like it's very much like The Office meets DMV, like in a DMV. It's like a reality sitcom. A lot of those shows were coming out at the same time, and I was like, oh.
I feel like everyone is trying to copy the absolute fucking magic of Modern Family.
Yes and no. Like, there's no, like, Life in Pieces I really liked. Life in Pieces,
I
like,
kept
with
trying
pieces.
to watch it, and I think I just, like, tried watching it at the wrong time and stuff like that. I love Modern Family. I watched all of Modern Family. Was it during the summertime? I don't know.
Like
over the course of, like, last year.
Yeah.
We were watching it, and that show is so good.
It was, I think, because when you got bored of a storyline, it swapped to another one.
Yeah.
Which is what I really liked. And
I also liked like all of the characters. Like some of them would like irk me in different ways, but I loved like a majority of the characters on the show.
None of them really like pissed me off.
No, you weren't like, oh fuck, here she comes.
Yeah, like I love Cam.
Oh,
Cam's a mood.
Cam is amazing.
I love Jake because he's always grumpy. Like, I'd say if anybody, like, annoyed me, it was probably Mitchell. And, like, it was nothing against the guy who plays him.
Oh.
I think it was just sometimes I was like, you're really pissing me off. And then Cam would come in and be like, honey, calm down. And I was like, thank you so much. I'm trying to think of other ones. There was, because I watched, like, a collaborative of all the shows. So I loved, like, Bones. I loved Criminal Minds. I watched iZombie, which, like, it wasn't bad.
I tried watching that show. It was too Canadian for me.
Yeah, like the girl, which is funny because the main lead actress is from New Zealand.
Yeah, I know it was this. I mean, like, if you're Canadian, you know the style.
And like it wasn't bad. I won't say it was bad. It was just like a cheesy, like sci-fi-esque show.
Yeah, it just didn't like. I don't know. It didn't like make me want to watch more.
No, and like there's Ghosts that I haven't really started watching. I kind of want to start watching
But
them.
my TikTok clearly wants me to watch it because all I do is see all these random clips from that show.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know. Should I watch it? Should I not? And then even I tried to look it up and there's like 2 separate shows with the same fucking name.
So there's a Canadian one and there's an American one.
Yeah.
The American one has the guy who does, I'm sorry, I can't name anybody's actual name, but I can name
The
them
guy
what
from
they
Pitch
are.
Perfect.
The guy from Pitch Perfect that's like, he's the beatboxing. And that was my attempt at
The beatboxing.
and the girl from my zombie. And it has a bunch of people.
It is the same girl.
It is the same girl.
Oh, okay.
You know, she just does have color in her face now. And they own a B&B. And she falls, hits her head, almost dies, ends up seeing all of these ghosts.
Which was funny because I remember seeing the preview for, they're like, Ghost, a new show. And I was like, I swear I've seen this before.
Yeah, and like there's Grey's Anatomy.
It's like a comedic version of the Ghost Whisperer. If anybody watched that, like back in the day with Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Kind of.
And why did I just blank? Mannheim.
Cameron?
Thank you.
I was like, it was not Milo.
No. Actually, I think he was in it.
He was in one episode. He played a schoolboy kid that I think died or something.
I was about to say, I'm pretty sure he played a dead kid in it.
Yeah.
It's like very much like that kind of like vibe.
Yeah. Like, and there was a lot of shows I remember like ABC came out with that were like Switched Up Birth, The Fosters.
Oh my god. So I've never watched any of those shows, but my husband's sister is 5 years younger than him.
Yeah.
So she would be watching them. And my husband loves romantic comedies. He loves anything that's like randomly suspenseful and all the other shit. So he literally watched all of The Fosters. And he watched all of the other one that you said.
Switched Up Birth.
Yeah. And then there were some, it was really funny because I'm sitting there one day and he's like, I'm just trying to find a show to watch. So he like puts on this show. I'm like, who the fuck are these girls? Why do you think you're telling me about this backstory? And then he starts telling me all this stuff. I'm like, this is the first episode of this television show. How much of the show did you watch before you put it on? And he starts telling me all these things. And I'm like, oh my God, what is this? So I'm like Googling and it was the continuation of The Fosters with like 2 of the books. I was like, this show is not good.
Oh, good.
Something like that.
Good Trouble. Good Trouble? Girl Trouble.
I don't know.
I don't remember, but it was also The Fosters. Our sibling really liked The Fosters.
Oh, okay.
I watched a bit of Switched Up Birth because I've always been fascinated in learning ASL. So I started watching it solely because I was like, oh, this is cool.
That has April from Gilmore Girls in it, right?
Yes. Also known as Allie from Austin Allie's sister.
Yeah.
And the mom's like in everything. She has red hair. She was married to. She's in a bunch of things.
Oh, okay.
She's got red hair.
She has red hair. I bet you it was Caroline Ray.
It is.
Is it Caroline?
It's Zoe Deutsch's mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she was in the show called Caroline in the City where she was the lead, and that was the first show I ever watched. Her best friend came in. Her best friend was Lorelai from Gilmore Bros.
So we were watching. I watched a bit of that.
That is so funny that you said that. I literally have never seen anything about that show. And as soon as you said a famous redhead, I was like, it's gotta be her.
I was like, I know that I knew who her daughter was. And I was like, oh, I'll start watching this. This is the same as when I started watching. I watched the first few episodes of Friends from College.
I don't know what that is.
Okay, so the concept is it has man, I can't name anybody today.
Oh my god.
Man who looks at everybody and goes, "A la Brownie? Is there a la Brownie here?" He does the SNL skit.
Oh,
Key. Yeah.
yeah, he's Toad in Mario. He does a ton of voices. He is amazing. He was in Mad TV.
Oh, I just know him as Tatopia.
Fred Savage is in that show. Colby Smulders.
Okay, so look at that lineup. You're like Colby Smulders, all that.
Oh, right there, Billy. I'd be like, oh, it's gonna be funny.
Oh, it's not.
Oh no. Yeah.
So when you hear
Sarah Chalk's in it. She's very hit and miss.
So Friends from College, premise is they're friends from college. I thought it was like a cool, like, even like a breakfast club meets college. Like, I was like,
Okay.
oh, okay, cool. So they all have separate lives, you know, and they're meeting. Actually, you know what I thought was going to be How I Met Your Mother, but like friends from college.
Oh.
Colby Smulders was in it. I was very hyped. If no one's watched it, it's been on for years. Like, it got canceled years ago. Basically, they all just start cheating on each other.
Oh.
I was so caught off guard.
Oh.
And I was like, oh no. It's like, well, I've been in love with you forever. And I was like, this is giving, like...
Small Town.
No, something borrowed.
Ew, I hated that movie. I also hated He's Just Not That Into You.
Yes. I do love the guy that was in Dodgeball, though.
The guy that was in Vince Vaughn?
The one that answers the phone who works at the bar. Not Vince Vaughn. How to Lose a Guy...
Dodgeball.
How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. The one that Jennifer Snow White is in a bar, and the guy who owns the bar...
I watched that movie.
Is the nerdy guy.
Never again.
He also is in that show where they make a fake university.
Oh, John Long.
Yes. Love that man.
He was the guy who, he went out with, like, Drew Barrymore for a while, then he got kidnapped. There was that whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh, super fun. I know, yeah.
I will also state, if anybody's ever watched that Christina Yang and Aquamarine show where they do that quiz show and they just
Aquafina.
Aquafina. What did I say?
Aquamarine.
Oh, so sorry, girl. Aquafina. Where they do that like quiz show and they're like, what's this? From this. That's me 24/7. It's this one.
That fucking movie is so funny. It is so funny. Like, it's so relatable if you have a sibling.
It's like, what's that one? I know, like I can name every single show they're in, but I can't name their name.
I think it's because I constantly lived with Name That Tune. Like, our mom. She'd be like, you know.
But you also, all the time, every time I'd be like, what's this person? Oh, it's fun. You're like, I'm looking it up. I'm like, well, I'm just
always check references if I don't know what someone's talking about.
But I just thought, I like saw the show, and you know, when you look at the show and you're like, yeah, this is going to be so great. Because
Yeah, like,
look at that cast.
Essentially, when I was looking at it, without reading anything about that show, I was like, oh, this will be like the Mindy show or whatever.
Mindy Project.
It'll be the same kind of like vibes. Probably because that one guy's in it who plays like the nurse.
Yes. Which, even the Mindy Project, I, like the whole show, I wasn't a huge fan of, but I thought it was funny.
It was funny. It was easy to watch. Like, I watched that show. Oh my god, you know what's a brutal show to try to watch back?
What?
Ugly Betty.
Oh, Mom and I watched like the first 2 episodes, and I looked at her and I said, I'm so sorry. I can no longer watch this. How dare anybody be that mean to America?
I love America for what was the other show that I was watching? High Potential. Rookie. Oh, School Spirits.
10 out of 10.
I still haven't watched the newest episode though. Because I don't have cable. And I know they're all on streaming services, but sometimes I just like, and I don't want to put it on my calendar because it feels like way too much of a commitment.
What's the last thing you watched with it?
The music one.
Oh, where that.
Yeah, the music one. I was like, Milo's living his best fucking life right now. You can tell.
I was like, who suggested it? Probably him. Can I stand on there? Oh,
Did you know that a bear entered while they were doing it? Yeah, I laughed so hard. They're like, in Canada, the bears just roam wild. I'm like, guys, we're in British Columbia. I'm not going to say exactly where they are because if you're enough of a psychopath, you can figure it out. But it's not all of Canada. Not all of Canada has bears. You should have a lot of them in BC.
Which also, they're not like aggressive majority of the time.
And most of the time, they're just lost and they just want food.
Yeah, or they hear loud noises and they're like, "What's going on, guys? Is there a party over here?"
They're kind of like a hungover best friend.
Yeah. You find them in the trash can, half in, half out. They got their hair stuck up in weird directions, and they don't know why their hands are sticky.
And if you're too loud, they will yell at you.
Yep. School Spirits is good.
There's another one. I tried watching like American Idol. I can't do the auditions. And then there's something in my brain in the last couple of years for like the competition shows where I just give up and just don't care. Like I used to be like so committed to some of these shows.
Yeah.
And I'll just be like, I don't fucking care anymore who gets through. Like whatever.
I think for me, so last night, today is Tuesday, February 24th. The weather is approximately this.
I was like, where are we going with it?
I just want to say, so yesterday, the 23rd, was the day that American Idol was on for Hollywood Week and for Canada. And The Voice, Battle of the Champions. So when I heard Battle of the Champions, guess what I thought?
All the people who didn't win in the end got to come back on.
Why, thank you. No.
It's the Battle of the Champion judges.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
Okay.
there's 3 of them. And then they do this like weird sports net, like if there's the 3-chair turn, whoever wins the most 3-chair turns gets an advantage in like the next round. But then these 2 guys are like, we're gonna break this down. I was like,
Are they trying to be Ryan Seacrest? Because nobody's Ryan Seacrest.
I was really confused. So I put it on and I was like,
There's nothing worse when they change the structure completely of a show that you're used to, and you're like, no, I don't know what's going on.
I thought, oh, Battle of the Champions, they're gonna like make up a team and they're gonna battle it out, do different challenges, stuff like that. That's what I thought. No, it's literally just The Voice with 3 people, with 3 judges, and it's Adam.
It just feels like somebody forgot to sign a contract.
Adam, Kelly, and John, and it just seems like I feel like Blake just didn't want to come back.
No, Blake's too busy living his best life on a farm, running some restaurants.
And it's basically like Kelly's just everyone's hype woman. Adam and John are like, I'm a bigger man than you. I'm sorry, but like John can take the cake on that one. At least he didn't cheat on his pregnant wife.
Oh, when I see John, I just hear, every day when you walking down the street. As soon as somebody said he looked just like Arthur, I can't unsee it.
I'm not the hugest fan of Chrissy Teigen, but I will state her making fun of her husband. She's like, this man makes everything just
I'm tired of that fucking song.
I'm hanging your diaper. And she's like, can you shut up? Can you stop? It's not that great. So then I go to American Idol. And I swear every voice, every single contestant show, I'm going to make up a name. Hi, my name is April.
April's here today. And April's dad died 6 months ago.
No. My dad died yesterday. My grandma died by jumping off a cliff. And I once was diagnosed with stage not even 1 cancer that I had to get removed and I had to battle. And throughout that whole time, I was getting bullied and traumatized. And now I have anxiety, depression, and lists all of these things. Oh, and also my great aunt's uncle's cousin is from Puerto Rico. And I'm like,
girl, did you just Google everything and check off all the, like, I know there's so many things, like, I understand that they're trying to, like, make a connection with certain contestants, but it gets to a point from people who have lost a lot of people in your lives or had a lot of random shit happen where you're watching a show and you're like, Jesus fucking Christ. Can you even sing? And then they start singing and they're terrible.
yes.
And then I was like, those poor fucking judges, if they got given that write-up or saw that montage that we just saw before, and they're like, oh, son of a bitch, we ain't gotta say no.
Well, so there was this one guy, I can't remember what show it was on because I watched both of them last night. And he comes on and he goes, yeah, like, I'm from Puerto Rico. I moved here. Like, I'm with the... Awesome. Sings like a queen. Excellent job. The amount of times, too, I'm sorry, I'm not a mom. I'm going to throw this out there. Don't say that you're doing it for your family. That you are going on a fictitious singing show.
You should be doing it for yourself, and you should be believing in yourself, not because everybody's, like, forcing you to do it.
No, it's not even forcing. Like, there's the string cheese girl, who's really good. Like, she's a little country singer. She's like, I never thought that I would do anything other than raising my kids. But she never states, I'm doing it for my children.
Oh yeah,
Every single time someone walks on that stage, I'm not talking race, I'm not talking gender, I don't care. Any person that goes on and they say, I'm doing this for my family, you are not doing it for your family. You do not get paid to be on that show. Most people have to quit their jobs to go on that show. Also, you're doing it for your family of the 1 out of 500,000 people that have auditioned to maybe possibly win a contract that is determined based off of how many people like you.
Also, it's like a 5-album contract, at least it used to be.
Yeah.
And you're paid a certain amount, but the amount is already actually set in your contract for the next 5 years.
Mhm.
But again, there's one spot that somebody's winning.
Like, I did it.
And you're like away from your family. Like, you're doing like all this other stuff. Like, I understand when people are like, I'm gonna go do that, but when I think of somebody thinking like, oh, I'm gonna sing and go do this for my family, they're like going to like bars and like playing in bars after hours from their 9 to 5 job.
Yeah.
They're busking on the side of the road. Like, things like that. When people keep going, oh, I'm doing this for my kids, I'm like, well, what do you mean you're doing it for your, like, I don't understand the purpose of that. Like, and I'm a mom, and I'm just like, I feel like there's a lot of onus to like put on your kid, but also just like some random fucking excuse to do things. Like, I've done it before where I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go through all this so that way Charlie can do crafts, but that's like cleaning. Like, I'm not leaving her for possibly months on end to be on TV, to have a career that's specifically your own. Like, I don't understand the thought process, and that could just be, I don't know.
Or I'm doing this for my kids to have a better life, and I'm like,
Or like, I came to audition because my grandma, right before she died, told me I should audition for American Idol. Okay, that to me, I know you're like, what? What is the difference? How's the difference? It's like, so I just decided, like, I had the day off. Why not come down, or why not submit the stuff and then go ahead and try doing it? Like, she always says I'm good when she hears me singing in the shower. Like, stuff like that is cute.
or like my kid looked at me and we were watching American Idol, and he was like, oh, like, Mama, Dada, like, I want you to, why aren't you on there? Like, that's cute. But being like, I quit my job to be on the show, I'm like,
Jesus Christ, you're just auditioning. Like, some of the people are like, this is all that I have left. Like, I live in my car and have all the other stuff. And I'm like, cool, audition. And then definitely go, like, look for a job, or hopefully look for resources to assist you, because that's like a 1 in a million chance.
so one guy that auditioned on The Voice has been playing Jesus and Jesus Christ Superstar for over a year.
Oh.
I'm like, why are you here?
Oh, that's my favorite, is like when they're already, or when they were an artist when they were younger.
Oh,
Back. Yeah, they got dumped by their record. I personally think they should change the rules of all of these like American Idol shows and stuff like that. American Idol, The Voice, stuff like that. I think if you've ever had a recording contract before, you should not qualify. Or if you've ever worked for an artist and you were a backup singer for somebody, I don't think you should be allowed to come on the show. Like, these shows were originally intended as like talent shows to find people out of nowhere. And now it's like, oh yeah, you might know my dad. And it's like some fucking huge star. And I'm like, oh,
I'm from the Backstreet Boys side.
yeah, I know. That's the whole thing, is I was just like, really? Like, why is he on American Idol?
It's for views. It's like
It's 100% for views. And I know there's like strategic intent behind anything, but it's gotten to the point where it's like fucking exhausting to watch those shows. Like, it's not fun anymore. Not fun like Bobby Joe from like Alabama swampland or whatever, who comes up, who sings with her Mima on the porch, strumming the banjo, and says, you know, I thought I'd come in and just see if I had anything worth it. And then she sings, and you're like, Jesus, you sing like a fucking angel. Like, that's amazing.
yeah.
There's not those people anymore. Or it's like, I have 50 million followers on TikTok. Cool. You probably having contracts handed to you all the time.
I get it if like you're just starting to post things on like TikTok, and but you're not like super well known. Like, there's the one girl who sings Honest. If I'm
the one where the other girl sang it and then she can sing it.
but she's not super well known. So it's like,
not.
it's like, yeah, but like, why are we being like American Idol's trying to claim right now? They're like Benson Boone got started from us.
Benson Boone was rejected by American Idol.
He was no, he left.
Did he leave?
He left during Hollywood Week.
I thought he got cut.
No, I think he left during Hollywood Week.
I remember
Morgan Wallen was cut from American Idol.
Oh.
And then he went pretty far in The Voice.
Didn't he get cut from American Idol because of his criminal record?
No, that was someone else.
Oh, there's so many. There has been several people who have gotten into the top 10 and then they're like, oh, unfortunately, there were some things that were not disclosed in their past, and then you Google it and you're like, holy fuck. Or like they had a totally different name.
Yeah.
The family in another state, and you're like, what? You thought going on national TV, no one would see you? Clearly you're a psychopath.
But the amount of times that I was watching it and I'm like, oh, like we just record it and then we skip through because I'm on it. Like, honestly, every time someone starts and they're like,
And you hear the music. And the music and or the sigh. And you're like, oh, fuck's sake.
growing up in Dallas, Texas, in my $14.5 million mansion.
My life just felt so empty.
My mama didn't allow me to get the cowboy boots that I wanted. And it just set me in a spiral. And I'm sorry, like, because then now it just makes every single person who has ever done anything. Like, if you come in and you're like, yeah, I've actually had, like, a hard life and stuff like that. Like, I feel bad for you. But when it's like, I went to the hairdresser one time and they made me too blonde.
Oh my God. What would they lead with you? Would it be healthcare worker during the pandemic? Would it be autistic brother? Dead dad? Would it be
incurable disease?
I was like, would it be hemochromatosis?
Neurodivergent?
Yeah. That's the whole thing is like, it's so bad. Like, it was like, who was it? Was it Vince Vaughn who was talking about like the specific algorithm that they use to figure out how to write movies? And that's why like rom-coms from the early 2000s and like the late 1990s.
I know Reese Witherspoon was in it.
I know. I was like, not a movie, but
she was talking about it.
She was talking about it. And then he talked about it too, how like those things don't fit in because you have to hit, they wanted to hit so many things. And it's not just like race or like lifestyle. It's like these very specific things that they want to happen.
Yeah.
And that's why every movie is boring.
So, I took screenwriting and creative writing in high school.
She's mentioned for the 12th time.
It is literally the best class I've ever taken. Because I've already been able to predict things in movies and stuff, but now that you know, there's a 21-step system on how to write a good movie.
You know what's really funny? Isn't there 21 steps when you're alcoholic too?
I thought there's 8. Nope, that's grief. I was like, is it no, I think it's like a 10-step program. 12 steps?
Okay. Can you tell how many steps when someone's in Alcoholics Anonymous? What is 12 steps?
I was like,
look at my dyslexia ass flipping those numbers.
And it was 10 or 12. And it basically goes through like the certain things you have to hit in certain points to make a good movie.
Yeah.
And it's like those plot line charts. I just fully licked the microphone.
I was like, it's not an ice cream cone.
And it looks like, obviously you guys can't see it, but it looks like,
oh, like where it has the arc. Yeah. So we did that in creative writing class was that grade 11 or grade 12? I can't remember.
Oh.
I did it then.
So it starts off, you get the setting, you get the person, kind of get the real like view. Zoom in, random character. We'll call her Stacy. Stacy is a nerd walking into a high school. When she walks in, you don't know she's a nerd, but she's got glasses on, she's got a few pimples, hair in a ponytail, she's wearing a disheveled shirt.
Why the fuck is it always a low pony?
Because with the glasses and the pony.
I feel like in the 90s and early 2000s, it was a low pony with glasses, like messed up hair. And now in the early, and like now in 2026, the girl would have a high pony.
Or a messy bun.
Yeah. And she would still have like, but they wouldn't be like quirky glasses. They would just be like grandma glasses or something. Like it would be
like the reading glasses that you get at like the gas station.
Yeah.
And they walk in. You don't know why everybody hates her, but everybody starts throwing paper at her. Why? No one knows. What's on those papers? Nobody knows.
Oh my God. It's like watching She's All That again.
Yeah.
I was like, this movie's fucking brutal. My mom's like, not my mom, sorry. Our mom was like, yeah. I was like, man, I watched She's All That. It was like, she goes, do you remember when you were 12 and you asked to go to that movie with just your friends and everybody else was allowed to go except for you and Lance? And then it was so funny because Lance's mom was like, I'll just go and I'll sit like 2 rows behind you guys because everybody else's parents like
Yeah.
was just like very like free willy. And I was like, oh, okay. And I felt so much better that somebody else's parents had also said no. So I wasn't just like the only one.
Yeah.
And I was like, watching that back now, like I never really questioned. I'd be like annoyed, like, oh, why? But I never really got mad.
So then usually it's a combo of two things. Either the popular girls want to make her pretty, or she has a crush on a guy and is trying to figure out, and like her older sister or her older brother's girlfriend comes over and is like, you want to impress him? We're going to do this. Let's completely change your life. Let's take your glasses off and put the ponytail down.
That was the whole thing, is like makeovers were like a huge thing. Like makeovers and stuff like that were fun, but like it was like completely change who you are for a man.
Yeah. And then I was like, it was always some sort of like event. So it was either homecoming or prom or the dance. Just ominous, the dance. Or like a Halloween dance. Like you don't know who you really are. So then you go into the dance, you impress the person, but they're like, oh my God, I like you. And then it's like, does he actually like me or is he faking it? Or this.
And then does he like me or does he just like me because the way I look now? That you changed your entire self.
And then it's like the popular girl or whoever was helping you now secretly starts dating him and you're just heartbroken. And it's like they're not actually dating. He just is talking to her because she's secretly tutoring him, or like some sort of like plot line of like tutoring or something like that. And like that's how all those movies went, was that there was these dramatic things. Now it's like in an hour and 30-minute rom-com, there's been 4 car accidents, 3 cancer diagnoses, and some form of depression that is undiagnosed or leads to an attempt.
It's like that guy from The Fault in Our Stars is writing every single romantic comedy.
John Green?
Yes.
John Green got cancer.
Of course he did. Did he write a movie about it?
The way you just described it made me think of this. It's called I'm going to screw this up.
It's like the Bechdel test.
Okay.
So, it's as simple as often humorous measure used to gauge the presence of women in movies, television, and other fiction, highlighting how often other female characters are defined solely by their relationships with men. So those women were only talking to each other about guys.
Yeah.
And anything to do around a guy. And it's like it has at least 2 women, often required to be named, but not 100%. So it could be like anonymous best friend or random girl in hallway. They talk to each other. Their conversation is about something other than a man. Like, so when they're looking for this test and scoring it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually insane when you sit and watch movies and then realize that it's like they're only talking about the guy. Like when I first heard this test, I'm like, oh, I wonder. And then I was watching some movie and I was like, what the fuck? That's all they do.
So the majority of the time too that I find interesting is, so they did She's All That with Josie from Josie and the Pussycats. What's her name?
Rachel Lee Cook.
Rachel Lee Cook. I was gonna say Rachel McAdams, and I'm like, no, it's the other one.
She would have rocked it though.
Oh yeah. And then they did He's All That with Addison Rae.
Yeah.
Years later. And you notice how it wasn't as good because it's transferring a guy. So for a guy to transform, it goes from wearing a polo shirt and khakis, specifically looking like Steve from Blue's Clues.
My favorite is he has a shower and gets a haircut.
Yep.
That's about it.
Yep. And wears a watch.
Oh yeah.
And then he comes in and it's like, well, this is what you're going to do for this, the generic, this. I will state, I'm not shitting on all rom-coms because to this day, I will always be To All the Boys Loved Before. Because, like, she didn't, like, Laura Jean never changed herself for him.
No, she didn't. She was always just Laura Jean.
She was Laura Jean, and then, yeah, she started to open up more, but, like, she was always Laura Jean.
Growing up.
Yeah.
Why?
It wasn't like, let me dye my hair hot pink.
Yeah.
And let me do this, because the boy that I like says that he only likes blondes. That's what I like about Jenny Han, is it was never like, oh, well, I'm gonna do this for him because he only likes girls that are blonde.
I know. I think she even has a line. Doesn't she have a line where she's like, "Oh, I don't look like the other girls. Like, I don't have this. I don't have that. I swear, Laura Jean says something like that." And he goes, "I don't care.
Yeah.
It's either that or it's some other movie that Noah Centineo's in."
Man's in everything. Happy to watch it.
Right?
He's
He's hilarious.
He's a hoot. And it's just like that concept to me of like, you watch a rom-com and you're like, oh, okay. And like TV shows back then had like 23 episodes.
They had 23 episodes, but every episode you weren't like taken on a giant roller coaster. You weren't like shitting your pants, or they had an exact formulation. Like I'll use Ghost Whisperer again as an example.
Yes.
She'd be, say, like walking down the street in the middle of the village. She'd see this like random man sitting on the bench that she hadn't seen before. She'd sit down, they'd talk to her, and then she'd help them like figure out what their unfinished business was.
Exactly.
And then it would either run, like, there was one or two that like hung around for a bit longer, but generally it was all done in a 45-minute to 1 hour episode.
So Mom and I originally started watching ER because my rule of thumb is that I wait until a show has 2 seasons and then I'll start watching it because I've been burned too many times. And so first episode I'm watching, I'm like, oh, we're on like episode, I think 18 of the first season.
Okay.
I already have a character that I strongly don't like. It's Mark Green's wife. I'm sorry. You decided to do all this residency and everything, and now I want to live my life. You chose to marry a man going into medical school.
Also, you chose to go into law school.
And then you chose to want to take a job as a court clerk for a judge 2 hours away.
Oh, I know.
In Milwaukee. But you watch it and it's like pretty much the same they're going through. Like some characters I don't like all the time. Some characters I like more time. Susan can be kind of annoying, but you deal with her.
Yeah.
But it's like you watch it, they scream back. The whole show you're like, oh, okay, is this person gonna live? Is this person gonna die? This. My favorite character is still Noah Wiley. Love that man.
Oh, me too.
But you're not left. Like, it's not like Shonda Rhimes, honey. You had liquid gold your first 5 seasons.
Yeah.
As soon as you started going like season 11, episode 23, where you kill off, at that point there's been a plane crash and you kill off George.
Yeah.
I don't care if you haven't watched Grey's Anatomy. It's been out for years.
Yeah.
I'm not shocking anybody.
Isn't it like the 13th season that's out right now or something? Every time
23rd.
Oh, yeah. Every single time I am watching an episode of that show, my husband says the same line to me.
Is this still going?
He goes, I thought this show was canceled. So I'm like, honey, it's been 10 years of you asking me that. No, it's not canceled and it's still going.
Yeah. And like, it was great. Like, when they first started, it was like this everybody loved Meredith. Everybody loved Ella Pompeo. It was like, we're following this life. You got rid of Christina, and I was like, excuse me?
Oh, Christina was my favorite. Oh, I loved Izzy, though. I loved Izzy because I really liked Katherine Heigl. That's why.
That was the most, oh my God, most blonde character I have ever seen. I'm in love with you. I'm dying of cancer. Alex, marry me. I was like, what is going on? Oh, I'm going to assist my husband in dying, but then I'm going to get in trouble for it and I'm going to be upset. What?
There was so many. I'm sorry. Like, I do love Link and Joe together. But when they had him leave? Karev leave.
Oh, yeah.
When they had him leave with the letter, but then, like, the theories that went through Eve and I's head, like, we're like, oh, I bet you it's that crazy psychopath who used to stalk him, kidnapped him, took him away, and he's not with Izzy and the children. He's actually just secretly kidnapped, and no one's helping because they think that he's with Izzy.
Well, could they not have just given us like a quick preview of what their life looked like?
So different.
I was so lost. And like so many side adventures with that show. And like I used to love it. Like it was like perfect example. Joe having twins. You think, have you watched the new season?
Yeah.
Okay. Joe having twins.
I just mentioned. What's Addison being in the newest episode?
I know, but I was like, how committed. Joe having twins. Oh, now she's gonna go into massive heart failure and almost die. But then the twins are almost gonna die. And you know what happened 2 episodes before that? There was a huge explosion where Link almost died.
Yeah, I was like, Jesus Christ.
Like, and then they're just like, Richard Webber has prostate cancer, which the actor did too. But
Yeah.
I was like, I am so lost right now by this conversation.
Because it's like, it is a soap opera. It's just a nighttime soap opera. And everyone always laughs because if you look at like the timeline and the ridiculous things of soap operas, especially in the 90s and the 80s, like they were so fucked up. And now they're basically repurposing those types of things, but shoving it together and then making it look like a completely different show. And that's why it's like, I have a love-hate relationship with Grey's Anatomy. Like, I'll watch it sometimes, and other times I just, like, don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Because it's just exhausting to sit and watch.
When they did the, like, COVID season, the 2 seasons of COVID, I stopped watching.
I also stopped watching because I remember I watched, like, 1 or 2 episodes, and I was like, I understand that probably from, like, the actors actually had to wear all that stuff, but I felt like it wasn't really needed. Because in no way were they depicting anything fucking close to what was going on. And also, it was just like a show like that is a show that you watch to like forget about. Like the whole basis of like TV shows and movies is like escapism. So that way you can just like hang out, watch something, and not really have to like. Our first idea was just for entertainment. Like you're Helsinki, you just watchy.
Yeah. And I remember being like, okay, I'm not gonna watch this. I'm kind of done with it. And then I was trying to look for other shows, and I feel like that's when the main split between like romance, comedy, like extreme, maybe adult, maybe like no teenage shows. And then it was like these random like murder mystery shows that weren't like, oh, and then they're like crossover to another one, and then
I am so done. Like, so what used to happen back in my day is like when you had a crossover, the characters would come drop in and it would be like some cute thing because you would kind of know that they were in the same city. But it wasn't major plot lines or events. That is where Grey's Anatomy lost me, is when they had the Shondaverse and all those fucking shows.
Was it 911?
No, it was that fucking ladder something.
Station 19.
Was it? Yeah.
That ladder. Station 19?
I don't know, some fucking, they have all these shows, and then it was like, you literally would have to sit there and watch almost 4 hours worth of television to know what the fuck was going on in Grey's Anatomy. Yes, because of all these other shows. And they would do it, and then they would be like, they would do it for like 2 weeks in a row.
Yep.
And then nothing would line up again. You'd kind of see characters like here and there. And then they would do it again, and it was just like, I'm like, this is too much. Like, if I would literally go, this is too much fucking TV. There was so much. I would never watch the other ones because I didn't like the other shows.
No.
And then I would even try to, like, I remember at one point I was like, oh, well, like, I'll watch it, like, the first time. And I'm watching the show, and I was like, it was like showing up in the middle of a movie. I had no idea what was going on. I'm not committed to any of these characters. I watched somebody die in this one show, and everyone was devastated. And I was like, who the fuck is this guy? And then you go into Grey's Anatomy and it's in there. And I'm like, okay, so I watched Grey's Anatomy. I did not realize that there was another show that was after Grey's Anatomy that showed additional things that was in it. I was like, Jesus Christ, I fucking can't. There's just so many timelines that I just like don't understand, or so many things that they randomly factor in, or like they love a bombshell relationship where it just like drops up. And I'm just like, who the fuck works in HR in these? Not in the, but like, they never show HR in a majority of these shows. And I think there's a reason why. Because those fuckers must be just doing paperwork left, right, and center.
So I always giggle. So for a show like The Rookie,
Yeah.
Lucy and Nolan dated at the very beginning, which everybody forgets about. But then you watch like this other show and it's like, I still hate him because we dated. And I'm like, you dated for 2 episodes.
Oh, yeah.
But in Rookie, they're never like, oh, no one's ever like.
They literally have never gone after each other or looked at each other that way ever again. And thank God for that. Because it's like, no, like they had a relationship and then they moved the fuck on.
Yeah.
Like, that's all that I needed.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I feel like they just don't even like try anymore, or they try too much when they make things. They overcomplicate things. Like, oh, you love all these characters now. Now we're gonna change this person into this, and this person's gonna have this, and this person's secretly gonna be this. There's nothing worse than when you're watching one of the new shows and you yourself relate very much to them, and then they turn around and make them like a psychopath, or like, oh yeah, she's super depressed and wanted to kill herself, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then you've already been like, oh yeah, this person totally runs it. And then your husband's like looking at you all worried. And I'm like, no, I'm fine.
Well, I also feel like it always has like something has to be going wrong. Like I'd rather the storyline of like a doctor show be like the cases be really complex.
Best medicine show. That's the other one I was trying to think of.
I do like it. It's quite entertaining.
I thought it was quite entertaining. It's funny. I like the guys kind of like, you meet doctors and they're one of two ways. They either have these really loud personalities or they're completely fucking quiet. I only know the loud ones, I feel like sometimes.
I just love that it's like, if you haven't watched Best Medicine, it's a newish show.
Yeah, it's cheesy as fuck.
It's very cheesy. It's about a small town doctor. He comes in, he used to be a cardiovascular surgeon, and then something goes awry, which you don't really know what really goes awry yet.
The number one way that I have described it to people is if you ever watched Heart of Dixie, and if you ever watched Everwood, it's like very similar.
Yeah. So like I think it's good. It has the grandma from Young Sheldon and stuff. Any plots. I just love that every week it's like it's the Great Pie Festival. It's the annual baked bean weekend.
Also, I want to know, like, small towns that are like that, are they really that great as they portray them on television? Because I would love to live in a town that has a random theme every fuck. My husband? Wait, my husband would be on the fucking committee for all that shit.
No. He wouldn't be on the committee because then he wouldn't be able to participate.
Oh, yeah, I would be on the committee. And then he would be participating. And he would decorate for every fuck. Should have seen him the other day. We're driving down the street, dropping our kid off. And my husband goes, oh my God, did you see that house? And I was like, what? How? We just drove past a bunch of houses. He goes, oh, that one house with the purple trim. They decorated for Valentine's Day. And I've never got... So I'm like, no, we're not decorating for Valentine's Day. And he's like, why? Everybody needs a little love.
But I can watch those, and like those are ones where like if I want to figure something out, like I watch High Potential because I love to be right.
Yeah.
And like most of the time I watch it and I'm like, oh, it's this one.
If I can figure it out in 5 minutes, I'm annoyed. If I can figure it out in 5 minutes, but there's still a million other clues afterwards, that makes me question my guess.
Yes.
I love that.
So like you watch those are understandable. A little bit of thinky, medium thinky.
Yeah, like, or sometimes I just want to watch something that's like fun and cute. And that's when I watch like Abbott Elementary. That's when I'm like, there's not a whole lot of those shows because they'll kind of like masquerade as being one of those shows. And then next thing you know, it's like people are having sex or they're just talking about sex or there's like all this other shit going on. And I'm like, holy fuck, I didn't want this. Like,
Well, exactly. Like I like to watch shows where I can do other stuff while watching it. And that's what Hallmark used to be. And now it's complex. But like, I don't know. I feel like TV shows, like this like first couple months of the year, every time like Sarah's usually like, what YouTubers are you watching? Because I'm lost.
oh my God. And then a majority of the YouTubers that I watch are like not making content.
They're on like hiatus.
They're on a hiatus or they're like busy hosting and doing like tons of other stuff. My only consistent people are Tara Michelle and Carrie Ditton. And then I was like so annoyed with the lack of like just like things when I wanted to just do nothing.
Well, and that was also when TikTok was all political. And I was like, I just want to watch my fun hobby people.
Oh, I know, right? I mean, I've added so many filters to my TikTok because I was just like, I'm over this shit. I actually picked up and I started reading a book series that one of my best friends has been trying to get me to read for probably close to a year. And I was like, oh, whatever, I'll read it when I can type of thing. And then I was like, there's fucking nothing going on. I'll read it. Sat down and read half the book.
I would like to state I came upstairs. It was one of my days off. I walked in, looked over, and I was like, am I in an alternative universe?
Are you reading?
Are you reading a book? Like a physical book?
Like instead of like an audio book or some type of self-help book or something like that. Like,
she was like, or you was the housemaid. I was like,
I know, she was reading The Housemaid. It's a really good book.
I know.
I was like, oh.
It's a pretty well-known book.
No, I know it's a pretty well-known book. I have not seen the movie, but I was just like, oh, okay, whatever. I think it was because there was this like huge obsession over like Colleen Hoover and who writes that Seven Husbands of whatever. Like there was like certain books that were specifically on TikTok
Lori
that it
Henderson?
seemed like a lot of influencers were like pushing, and then there was like the Throne of Glass
Akatar.
and yeah,
Throne of Court and Roses and
like all those kind of series. And then I felt like when people were like, oh yeah, I read this book, it was so great, it was a lot of people who were reading those books, and like those books aren't my jam. And I was just like,
Sarah's not really into fantasy schmakesy time.
so I almost read one of the series and I was like, oh, okay, because somebody in a TikTok described it as ferngully. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll watch one of them. And then everyone's like, oh yeah, there's like 6-page sex scenes and like all this other random shit. I'm like, with mythical creatures, like that's a lot of description. Like I don't need that. So I was under the impression or the false assumption in my brain that that's what The Housemaid would be like.
Yeah.
It was like, and we slept together and it was great. Then I turned the page and I was like, that was it. Or like, he kissed my neck, I had a shudder. And I was like, you're not bored. There's not a ton of like fluffy context. Like I was like, oh, I kind of like the rhythm of this book because it's like, okay, in and out, okay, day-to-day stuff, okay. And then also it's like, oh, what is that? But yeah, I've just even found it was really funny actually. So I don't have that screen time thing turned on my phone.
Mhm.
And my phone on Sunday goes, congratulations, you've dropped the usage on your phone by 35%.
Oh.
And I was like, what?
Didn't you turn it on just to look at it quickly?
Oh, I could have, because you could have asked me. Maybe that's what a lot of my stuff sometimes is me posting from my phone for the podcast.
Sure.
I feel like sometimes I'm like, oh my God, I'm on this so much, or I'm doing whatever. And then it's like, I feel like more and more, I'm just like leaning off of it just because I'm like, this is boring.
I feel like once you start, and I talked to you about this before, I'm like, once you find the right book to get you into reading again,
Yeah.
it is like the world has opened up and there is nothing else you want to do but read.
Because like when you walk into a library, you're like, fuck, there's so many options. Like, what do I want to read? But then there's so many things that I know that I don't want to read.
Well, exactly. There are ones you don't want to read, or like, same with movies. Like, it's like the false context of like, this book, like I talked about before, the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. This is going to be the best book on the face of the planet. This is Gilmore Girls in a book. And it's like those tag words.
I am so done with people relating things back to Gilmore Girls.
If I am reading something and you say it is like Gilmore Girls, I'm expecting a teenage pregnancy, young girl, young mom in a small town.
Yeah.
This. If you say it gives the vibes of Stars Hollow, I'm thinking of a cute small town.
Yeah.
That has events.
100%.
Wonderful. But let us know down below what your favorite shows are. If you have any.
What are your favorite shows? What are your favorite books? Do you have anything that's similar? Do you also find that you're just kind of like over the noise of the world?
Yeah, because I'm looking for more. Should probably start reading the rest of the Percy Jackson series, but I feel like I need like a warm-up book.
Oh, yeah.
I'm really into word searches, but like a warm-up book.
I was like, you've been real into word searches.
I finished 3
We
books.
need to debate about doing word searches.
You should do that. I do need to purchase some more because I finished them all.
But yeah, what are you doing to fill your time outside of the tiki-talkies, outside of the social media, outside of television in general?
And on that note, I stay worked and twisted as ever.
Perfectionist, it's time to play